Good evening, it is Ankar. It is my pleasure to be with you. And since it is the beginning of the year, although I have already finished the predictions for the year, I still would like to once again remind you that this is a time for you to start new things if you wish. This is a time and an opportunity to start, turn over a new leaf if you like, to set yourself new goals that you intend to reach during this year. It is also an opportunity for you to start working on yourself. If you haven't done this for quite a while, it is always good for you to think about who you are and what it is you wish to accomplish. Do you have any goals in life that you would like to bring into manifestation? And if you take the simple exercise of enumerating these goals on a written piece of paper to say everything that you wish to accomplish or that you would like to manifest in your life, this is a time-honored way of creating and manifesting these goals. Because by the simple act of writing everything down, writing your intentions and where you are going and what you wish to accomplish, not just in this next year, but in your life, whatever that happens to be, you send out the magic, the idea that now what you are saying is directed toward manifestation. You have put it in a concrete form on a piece of paper. It doesn't last when it is in your mind, because your mind is always busy doing many things. It is taking care of you in many ways and thinking about many, many different things. And as a result, you lose sight of what your goals were and you cease to think about them. But if you commit them to a piece of paper, to write them down, they have a far more permanent influence in your life. And if you begin to read these things a few years later, often you will find that you will be able to tick off several things as having already been accomplished, although you'd forgotten that they were your goal in the year of 2022, that you had written them down. So make sure you date the paper that you are going to write this and keep it in a safe place. Perhaps have it in a notebook somewhere where you can retrieve it or look at it at a later date. And you may find that you have reached the majority of your goals overnight. And so it is wonderful to see that manifestation of what you have accomplished simply by writing it and committing it to paper. And so I leave you with this brief suggestion, for this can cause you great happiness in your life. Just committing your goals to paper. You will not remember them probably. Even next year, you will forget what you have written. But by then, who knows, you may see that you have accomplished several things. And so I recommend to you this time-tested, well-proven way of achieving what you want to achieve in your life. Put down your goals and your wishes, little and large. It does not matter. They have all an excellent chance of manifestation because you truly are a creative machine. And so now, does anyone have any questions on this evening?
Yes, Rankar, I have a question concerning the virus or the vaccine.
Yes.
Is there any indication that if someone takes it now, that it would inhibit them from having children or having trouble conceiving in the future?
Oh, none at all. It will not affect how fertile a woman is. She will be able to conceive as well in the future as she is able to conceive today. So what I am saying, and you must be aware of my carefully worded thought, way of saying things, that not all women are as fertile as other women. So if you were not very fertile to begin with, it is going to be exactly the same in the future as it is now. If you are fertile and of a good disposition, you will certainly get pregnant if you wish to. And of course, you will have to have a partner to help you along with that. Are there other questions? Well, certainly there are other questions. So we need someone to please unmute yourself and ask one.
Hi, this is Charlotte. And I was wondering about COVID. I mean, what can you give us an idea of when this is all going to pass? You know, I know this happened in the 1900s, I think 16 to 18, and it was over by the 1919, 20. I mean, can we say that in a year or so, this will also be in the past?
Well, it certainly probably will be, because they will, what do I need to say? The people who are in charge of the health of the United States, and of course in other countries, there are other people who are in charge. They are learning many new things about this virus and how it works. And they will be able to see that it will become about as common as the common cold, except, of course, that it does have slightly different symptoms, but it will cease to make you very, very ill. And as
It
soon
won't
as
be deadly. Yeah.
Yes, it will not be deadly, as the current version of it is already not very deadly to a great deal of people. There are always people who are not in good health. If they come down with a virus of any kind, these people who are already in poor health can certainly pass and make their transition into spirit. It is the way of being not in good health. If you have not taken care of yourself, if you have smoked cigarettes, if you have gained a great deal of weight and become very, very obese, you put strains on your heart, you put strains on your lungs through your smoking. There are things that you do to your body which makes it more difficult to survive and keep you healthy. So you get some little thing like a virus, and next thing you know, your various parts of yourself, those that you have damaged, cannot take the strain of a virus or any illness at all. And so it fails on you, and that is the cause for your transition. So many times, the problem that is causing people to die today is because they are already in poor health and simply cannot stand the strain of having an additional drain upon their immune system and all the other systems in their bodies.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think I cannot make an exact prediction that this particular month and what particular year you will have the last case, because you probably will not have a last case. It will be around for quite a while, but the body develops immunity systems to deal with things. And this will also be dealt with, as well as the fact that it is becoming less deadly as time goes on.
Thank you.
You
I
are
feel
most
better
welcome.
about it.
Yes, did you have another question? I was
Well, you
afraid
were
I
saying
would.
about manifesting. Can we manifest for others as well? As far as,
Yes, I understand. You can send out the vibration to have things manifest for other people. You can wish them well, so to speak. You can see that they are going to be happy. You can see that they are going to be prosperous. You can affirm that they will be prosperous. You can affirm that they will be healthy. You can affirm that they will be happy. You can make all these affirmations on behalf of other people. Now, it is very helpful if these other people are willing to embrace the affirmations that you make, whether or not they are aware of your making these affirmations. But you will set up a good vibration for them. And so you will increase the fact that they will be healing and they will they will enjoy the effect of your prayers, so to speak, your affirmations. So yes, you can increase the probability that they will experience greater prosperity, greater health, whatever it is that you are praying for, by simply making affirmations to that effect. All you need to do is say is, I know that whoever it is happy, that they are healthy in all ways, that they enjoy great prosperity. They have an abundance of money. They make wise decisions. There are so many things you need to say about them to ensure that they get the greatest benefit from your affirmations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Right.
Are there other questions?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Elizabeth, I think.
Okay, I just wanted to ask, as we go from time to time and we're in search of our life purpose, does it change, or do we just lose hope in obtaining it and then go to something else? How are we sure that when we're changing our minds about things, that is the direction the life purpose is taking us? I guess is the question I'm asking.
Yes, well, many times you have more than one purpose when you decide to incarnate at a particular time and place, and a particular set of parents that set you up with the personality that you have and the talents that you have. Many times you intend to do several things over a lifetime. So when you are saying that you change from one purpose to another, you may simply be changing among purposes that you have already acquired before, or you decided before you came into your incarnation. And you have seen simply an opportunity to be more helpful and to accomplish more work when you are working on this purpose rather than that purpose. And at another time, you may find that that purpose will be you will be more able to have an effect on that purpose. So it is not the purpose that you come to in an incarnation is not based upon what God wants you to do. It's based upon what you want yourself to do. And so any inclination you have in your life is one that probably reflects a purpose that you had when you incarnated, so that you don't have to worry about looking for the purpose. You probably are already pursuing a purpose that you came for. In truth, the most guiding purpose that is important for you is to realize that you came in to create a happy life for yourself. And that the work that you do and the things that you do should ultimately bring you happiness. They should give you pleasure. And so you can enjoy the life in all ways and get satisfaction from that life that you are living. So it's really as simple as that. Enjoy. What is it you'll enjoy and what is it that you want to do? If it contributes to the welfare of society and to the improvement of society or to helping others, it is an admirable purpose and you are free to pursue it, even if some people may think it is selfish, such as someone who only wants to paint pictures or to play musical instruments or to compose or to write books. But we know these things actually help other people with entertainment. And that is a good thing, for we don't wish people to be unhappy workaholics all their life. We want people to be happy. And that means the enjoyment of things that are around them, the sound of music, dancing, looking at art and pictures, reading literature, whether it is educational or simply amusing and has no other purpose than to entertain, to watch movies. All these things are admirable in their own way because they uplift often and help others. Of course, some of the things that they write about or that movies are produced by do not appear to me to be very uplifting. However, they have been brought into being, and whether they help people or not is not up for me to decide. So anything that you do, and that includes changing purposes for yourself, deciding I'd like to do this rather than that now, that is an admirable purpose if it serves anyone. And probably almost anything you do in your life, as long as it doesn't harm people, is an admirable purpose.
Thank you.
You are most welcome. And there is a question, I think, from Agnes.
I was just going to be contra to this. I am having a problem with the vaccines because I really do not like medicine. I don't like to mess around with my body. I'm allergic to a lot of stuff. That's personally me. And then I'm listening to the stories that I'm hearing, some of them on the news, some of them a few people. And I'm very hesitant about that vaccine. I don't think it's a vaccine. I really think it's a gene therapy. Not that I understand that very well, but I know that a vaccine is supposed to stop you from getting something. This one seems to encourage people to get it, just not as badly. Do you understand?
I understand your question, but the vaccine does not encourage people to get the virus. And it brings a certain amount of immunity to the individuals who get vaccinated. It may not confer perfect immunity. You may get still come down with it. But yes, it is said that you will not get as sick if you have it. But it does not give people the virus, because unlike other vaccines, it is not made from dead viruses or viruses that are not very effective, which is what other vaccines in the past have done. This is a new technology, as you said, in which it is gene therapy, but that doesn't mess with your genes. What it does is that they have taken genes, so to speak, from the virus, little parts, and they have somehow they have fooled the immune system into thinking that this is a virus and is threatening, because it is made from, it isn't a part of the virus. It's not a weakened virus like they used to have for vaccines. It is not an inert virus like they used to have for vaccines. And so since it is not the full virus, there is no way it can give you the virus. It is only just like little pieces of it, which fool your own immune system into thinking that it is bad. And so it gets your immune system to generate defenses against the virus that work against the virus. It's like showing your genes a picture instead of subjecting them to the virus. They show them like a picture of the virus and say, this is bad, you must fight against it. And so it educates your immune system to see the virus as bad and to attack it. So I do not feel that you need to take the virus if you do not wish to take the virus. You may have a perfectly good immune system that can take care of yourself fully in every way. And so it is not likely to cause you a difficulty. But that is, I think, a personal decision that each person needs to make.
Okay.
Does that help your understanding any?
Well, yes, but a lot of the people who, and I'm talking about my immediate family who've been vaccinated and my people I work with, have come down with the virus and they're all vaccinated. So to me, it doesn't look promising.
The latest version of Omicron, the vaccine is not very helpful against that particular version of the virus. However, that version also does not make you as ill as the beginning versions that came through the original versions.
Yes.
And so it is not as deadly as the original versions. So it has the effect of still boosting your immune system even higher than it was before. Yes, it is my understanding that almost half of the people who are coming down with the latest version of the virus have had vaccines, but they are not dying. They are sick for, depending upon their own immune systems, a week or two for the most part before they recover. And they are not quite as ill. I cannot speak for that since I do not have a body.
No, it does seem like it is, you're right, it's less deadly, they're not getting as sick. Now, on the other hand, when you look at the way they're pushing the vaccine, they want everybody to get it. If it's already done with the original and now it's not very effective for the ones that are coming behind it, I do like the fact that people have stopped dying. That's a good thing. So now comes the question, does it look like we're about to approach herd immunity?
Oh, yes. To a great deal of, you are probably approaching, or before this Omicron goes away or changes, you will be approaching herd immunity. But of course, that does not guarantee your immunity. It merely says that there will be so many people that are immune to the virus that there is less likelihood that you will be infected by the virus because there are less people to keep it transmitting. But most of viruses continue to infect other people, even though they do not cause pandemics. So, or cause imminent death immediately. So you will see herd immunity, if you will, but recognize that you still will not be immune. It is that simple.
Now I have another question. This is my last question. I'm sorry, guys.
It's acceptable to ask more than one question.
Okay.
And
Now,
others may be very interested in hearing what I happen to say.
now, if we are approaching herd immunity, it looks good, but then comes a different variant. Would that then mean that the people with the vaccine will then get that new variant too? Because
I cannot answer that question because it is speculative on whether there will be a new variant and how that variant will appear differently from the current one. And I'm afraid I cannot answer that question. So I just simply cannot answer that because it is not something that I can see.
okay, I heard the new virus, and the new one after Omicron is on its way now. So that one is on its way. And I know some people are getting COVID twice, meaning they got the original and then they've gotten Omicron too.
Yes, that is.
Now, the people who did not get vaccinated, I'm one of them, but I haven't gotten it, so I don't have any antibodies in me. I don't think there's been a case of anybody who wasn't vaccinated who got COVID and got sick again, from at least to the best of our knowledge, because they're not giving us a lot of information.
I'm sorry, that was a confusing statement. These are
Okay.
people who did not get the original virus, did not get vaccinated, and
Correct.
did get Omicron.
No, so if people who are not vaccinated and get
Well, I understand your question now. What you were asking is if you were never vaccinated and you also did not get the original virus or any of its variants, including the latest one of Omicron, does that mean that you are likely not to get sick?
correct.
That your question? There is no guarantee there. You may still come down with Omicron, or if one of the other viruses happen to be around, you may come down with that. But to some extent, there is a great deal of immunity against the older viruses. They are not as common as they used to be.
Okay, thank you.
You are most welcome. Are there other questions? There is, the government is pushing the vaccines as a way of stopping the virus. But as they have seen, the latest version, Omicron, the vaccines are not very effective. There are many, many breakthrough cases. And once again, the majority of the people who die from these things are people who are in bad health, and their body simply cannot stand the strain of trying to heal itself from an attack of the virus. And so it causes frequently transition. The government has not been talking about things that can help you survive, the medications that are helpful in this. The word is escaping me. That these things can also be looked into and should be given wider distribution, and they, in order for people to really benefit from that aspect. And then it does not matter if people are vaccinated as long as they can recover. So it would be helpful if there were more exploration into ways of treating the virus, and that should be made known. Are there other questions? Please ask a question.
Hi, this is Laura. I had a question.
Yes.
In the organization that I work for, it's a college. We're having a lot of changes, and that, again, not to bring up the virus again, but that's caused a lot of changes. And a lot of people are leaving, a lot of staff, and things are just different. And I have an opportunity to, I'm having an interview tomorrow to get an upgraded position. And I was just wondering if now's a good time with the universe, it's a good thing, or, I have mixed feelings because I know it'll be a more stressful position, but it'll be more something that I like to do more and I'm better at. Than mine is kind of not as exciting as I'd like it to be what I'm doing right now, but this will be. So I don't know if that, makes sense. If there's anything that could be universally going on right now or whatever. Thank you.
Oh, okay. You are asking, in a sense, a prediction about things rather than your specific situation, whether is going on in the universe. And we know already that the astrology is predisposing things to make changes, and changes for the better. And even for college institutions and things like that, that these often become hidebound with old ways of doing things. And since there are changes which are being made, or the impetus to make change is higher at this point in time, so that it is an opportunity, in your case, to take a more interesting position. And there is always the possibility that you, since you are more interested in it, that you may be able to bring some ideas and skills to the situation, which can make your position less stressful. And so you would enjoy it more. And it may not be as stressful because you may be able to think of ways to make things smoother and easier, and look at things in a different way, since it is something you are more interested in than your current position. So whether you decide to take this or not, you are right in as much that it is an opportunity for yourself, and it is up to you to decide whether to ask the right questions to see whether you will be able to make changes that might be more beneficial and make the flow of work much easier for yourself, if you can see how these things can be changed or improved. So it is an opportunity for you if you wish it, and that is simply your decision. And yes, the universe is predisposing people and situations to make changes and learn to do things in different ways, and even make things better. The potential is there. Are there any other questions?
Thank you.
You're most welcome. Well, it seems like there are no more questions. So then I will say good night. I give you all my blessings. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night, thank you.
Hi, I'm back. Well, it's time for me to say goodbye too. If there are any questions that you want me to ask of me, no, I guess not. Oh, well, just remember, I love you all.